The memory of Carlos Alberto Manzo Rodríguez, Mexico City. The memory of Carlos Alberto Manzo Rodríguez must not be tarnished by acts of vandalism and crime. This November 15, 2025. Chronicled by Daniel Chavarria, of Agente de Prensa Mundial and Prensa Gráfica Nacional. There will be many opportunistic politicians and unconscionable businessmen who want to capitalize on this great demonstration. In the March of November 15, where more than 55 cities have already confirmed their attendance, it is presumed that there will be more than 500,000 citizens demanding justice for the death of Carlos Alberto Manzo Rodríguez. It is a peaceful march. A march where everyone is participating without causing harm to third parties, but unofficially, federal government intelligence has knowledge that subversive groups of young men and women, who are hired to destabilize all types of marches and carry out vandalistic acts, such as robberies in department stores, jewelry shops, and any type of business. Likewise, people are going to join the march bringing hammers, sticks, stones, firecrackers, Molotov cocktails, and any object that can cause damage to businesses, in order to misinform and overshadow the international plea for justice. The desire is to boycott said movement to discredit the march, which is intended to be peaceful. Carlos Alberto Manzo Rodríguez's wife has stated that violence is not desired. The goal is simply to implore for justice and to find the intellectual authors who attacked and attempted against her husband's life. Likewise, the motive, cause, and reason why his life was taken, leaving his two small children orphaned and a family broken. The federal authorities are called upon to focus through the autonomous prosecutor's offices on the investigation and prosecution of the crime. That is what is sought, as well as making a presence so the federal government realizes that in the state of Michoacán, Mexico, there is no security, and that independent governments do not have political groups related to criminal groups. Likewise, the great strength that exists due to governmental exhaustion of a failed country will be demonstrated, because they are fed up with so many operations against the people. This November 15th, citizens are uniting to demonstrate, not to commit vandalistic acts that harm the same citizens. Those who have the urge to take advantage of this demonstration, better not attend. The commitment is to march and make a presence in the Mexican capital so that the President, Dr. Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo, constitutional President of the United Mexican States, and her entire cabinet realize the strength that citizens have when they unite without proselytism. By author journalists, those who take bribes, sensationalists, and system-free leaders are already making false statements and conjectures. Other analysts and political figures state that there will be approximately more than 3 million people, so that it is understood. A complete state from across the Mexican Republic. They will be manifesting in all the arteries of Mexico City until they reach the Esplanade, which has a capacity to receive more than 20,000 people. As Carlos Alberto Manzo Rodríguez used to say, they can kill me. They can kidnap me. They can torture me. They can put me in jail. Invent a criminal offense for me. Do whatever they want with my person, but the tiger has already woken up, and the tiger is the people of Yucatán, Michoacán, Mexico, the state of Michoacán, and all Mexicans. This is something that was minimized by the federal government and the state government, and today they realize that it is regaining such great strength, to the extent that countries around the world, such as France, Spain, Italy, of the European Union, have expressed their condolences. The United States of America has expressed its dissatisfaction with these events that have not yet been resolved, nor have the intellectual authors of the execution of Carlos Alberto Manzo Rodríguez been arrested. In the United States, there are more than 30 million Mexicans, and all are extremely indignant about what happened in Yucatán, Michoacán, Mexico. Likewise, Latin American countries, such as El Salvador, express their condolences to the Manzo family, but the presence of the intellectual authors is requested. There are 2 detainees in the prosecutor's offices. They must hold a proper and legally compliant press conference, convincing with the theory of the crime, and state whether the people who are detained have indeed said who sent them, why they sent them, names, surnames, location, and proceed according to the law. If Claudia, the President of Mexico, wishes to remain in her position and not have a revocation of mandate legally requested against her before the Congress of the Union, she must apply the law against all those who have infringed it, distancing herself from the friendship of all those who have a relationship with organized crime figures. She must have the proper knowledge of who they are. People who are affecting the good course of her government of Mexico. In politics, there is no loyalty of friendship, nor affection, nor love, nor fraternity. In politics, there are personal and self-interests, where the one behind wants to be ahead, and those behind wonder, where do I stand? There lies the difference between opportunism and disloyalty. As a journalist, I have traveled a large part of the Mexican Republic. I know almost all 32 federal entities. I know their people, the feelings of their people, what their people talk about, and I am always looking for a way to give a voice to those who have no voice, who are the citizens from below. Omar Garcia Harfuch has been very emphatic in his edited videos, which show good clarity, in favor of those of us who are journalists and for all politicians who want to shield criminal groups, as they know that the law will be applied to them according to those videos. No one will be able to slip away from the government's yoke for it to be understood. Their final days will be in jail, for everyone who wishes to shield any criminal group. And we move forward, by ejemplo de prensa mundial, prensa gráfica nacional, periodistas del mundo, prensa sin censura, Mexico International, por un Mexico informado. We publish in La Voz del Mundo, in the state of Veracruz, as well as on international networks. Visit us on our website and in our publications on TikTok and YouTube. Share so people can know. Would you like me to translate this back into Spanish, or is there another part of the text you'd like to discuss?